You're at 1,000% right.
Everyone is transactional. I
Yeah.
think we're in a world where everything is what can I get, what can I get, what can I get on to the next. And I think as long as we're inside of that mindset, until we get back to the space of like core foundation of family, of parents raising children, not one parent or the other, not even just like co-parenting, until there's a level of cohesiveness with the people, I think we're going to be here for a really long time. Things are just very transactional, and it's absolutely sad. What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of It's Giving. I am your host, Sarah Fontenot, and if you have not yet, please hit that button below, get subscribed so you can watch our content. Hit that little bell so you get a notification with each new piece that we drop. Guys, we have completely shifted the way that we do our show because of the questions and the videos that you guys are submitting. So without further ado, we're going to jump right in. What's in, Anissa? How you doing, girl?
Hey, Sarah.
Hi.
You look pretty in black.
So do you. It's been a black day. Not just in culture, but like... Actually, Blackadonia doesn't exist, so it's not really a culture.
What is...
Whole other story for a different day. Okay. My brain is sleepy, but back to you. Shot by Anissa with a camera, not a gun. What's up?
I can shoot with both, but just saying. What's up, y'all? I need y'all to buy our ebook. Me and Sarah worked hard on this ebook. We are providing solutions to all of the problems that our audience has. You asked for it, we gave it. So stop being stingy and give us your money and buy our ebook. It's just $20.
That's $20.
That's a Starbucks order.
Yeah, you've thrown away $20. And we got Who is Kitty V over here, creative director, producer of the year. What's up?
What's up, givers? It's another one, and we're live again. You know, every time we do this and we go live, it goes crazy, right?
We're gonna make it do what it do.
And we're going crazy viral. So any of those who keep seeing our viral clips, keep tagging us, keep sharing. Keep letting us know because we just want to impact the world. I think the goal is going to be at the least 1 billion givers giving.
$1 billion? We doing $1 billion?
That's like 10% of the population. That's more than 10%. Come on, beautiful.
Come on, man. Beautiful.
All right, well, fire me up then, beautiful. Let's go. What we dropping today? What's the question?
Sarah, I saw a question that I am so ready for you to answer.
I'm terrified of the deep sigh question.
Because I feel like over the last year, I feel like I've learned you fairly well. You know what? I appreciate you for opening me up to your world because I'm not that open.
Oh,
I'm not. So I feel like I know you enough to know what you're going to say or you'll laugh.
Okay.
Why do modern women struggle with accountability? See?
Why do modern women struggle with accountability? Because first of all, I think most modern women are in delusion as far as the value that they bring in anything.
Wait, say that last part one more time.
I think that most modern women are in delusion for the value that they bring to anything.
Yeah, because
they are not bringing value to the table at all in any sense outside of what they look like and sexual intimacy. Which in real reality is what a prostitute could do for cheaper and less attention and less stress. So, you know, when we really start thinking about that, makes you think. But to answer the question, why do they struggle with accountability? Because that would mean that they have to acknowledge that they don't bring value to the table. That would mean that they have to acknowledge that all they have to offer is beauty and intimacy. And that's unfortunate.
So what do you feel? What is a modern woman in your opinion?
A modern woman of 2024 is a woman that seeks attention and validation more than respect and authenticity. It is a woman who is entitled to whatever it is that people have around her. It is a woman that takes things for granted, is not appreciative, and kind of just has a high level of expectation with low level of give. You know, she's a taker, not a giver. So that's my opinion of not a high value, of a modern day woman. And I really feel like if you really sit down and understand that all you have to offer is a pretty face and the kitty, I mean, that's unfortunate. That's empty. You know?
I mean, but a lot of people are sold that the kitty is the most valuable thing of a woman too. That's probably why they're
giving it up for a meal at Checkers. Just
not
kidding.
Checkers.
She ain't going to Checkers. She ain't even going to Cheesecake Factory. She wants Boa. She wants Steak 48. She wants Nobu. So $100 instead of $40.
Damn.
It's still a lose if you ask me. Sorry.
Yo, this person always come with a troll question. This question is actually funny, but I'm not gonna read it. It's not. It don't got nothing to do with our. Somebody asked, "How many midgets do you think that you can fight off at once?" I always think that they always come with stupid questions. I thought that was kind of funny. Like, why would what? Okay, I'm sorry. Back focused. There's so many questions, y'all. Y'all be doing y'all big one with these questions. Let's see.
Someone said a meal at Checkers is crazy.
100%.
We want to hear from you guys too in these comments. Go ahead and send your questions so we can get to some of your questions as well as the ones that we have here that have been submitted by the givers.
Oh, I like this question.
Okay.
Somebody asked, what can men and women do to improve their discernment in dating?
Take your time. I think ultimately, what's done in the dark always comes to the light. And if you're not in a rush and you're genuinely just getting to know someone, discernment becomes really easy when you have observation.
Yeah. I just feel like people we don't got time, Sarah. Our eggs are drying up.
Then bye. Peace out, dried up little eggs. It's been fun and it's been great to think about. But the answer is no. Absolutely not. I see what's happening right now, just so you know.
I know. My phone keeps ringing.
In this moment, I had a moment. Kenny, I'm sure you know what moment that was.
I'm going back.
For those that are listening, it was... I'm not going to put anyone on blast, but if I would, she'd be sitting over there.
Man, first of all, let's get something straight. Sarah is the most... She's like the bloodhound of humans. Like, she sees... and hears everything. You can't get nothing past Sarah, even if it's a hairline fracture in a shift. She like, what's different? What's different?
Something's different here.
Like, golly, Sarah.
I'm trying to tell you.
You can't surprise Sarah. You can't do nothing with Sarah.
I see most things coming, to be honest. Go ahead, Kenny.
Yeah, we'll get right to it. So, someone asked this on the last episode. They said, the word masculine kills me. Couldn't a feminine man bring the same thing as a masculine man?
No.
I'm sorry.
Why is that?
Because that's like saying, okay, so first of all, let's identify. Masculinity and femininity are not genders. They are energies, right? Masculine energy is the complete yin to the yang of feminine energy. They are polar opposites. That's like saying, can't a woman bring the same thing, just for comparison reason, can't a woman bring the same thing to the table as a man? No, we're completely different. That's like saying, can't a spider bring the same thing to a table as a mosquito? No, they're completely different. Now, they're both insects, but they operate completely different ways, right? So I think the stressful part is when people weaponize the words femininity and masculinity. Like when they call men feminine and it's supposed to be this terrible thing, or when they call women masculine and it's supposed to be you act too strong and too hard and too brash. I think that's completely different from the truth of what it is. But the truth is, if you're a man and you act more feminine, there's nothing wrong with that. There's literally nothing wrong with that. It's just own it,
I just feel like people duality is great, but you can't have too much of it. Like, it's either you can be both, but you're way more of one than the other.
Yeah.
And you need to be okay with what comes with one or the other. Like, if you are a man who identifies himself to be more feminine than masculine, then you cannot be upset if you do not receive the same things that a totally masculine man receives.
Yes.
You have to accept what that brings. And if you don't like it, then change it.
I almost feel like this podcast should be called The Truth Shall Set You Free. Because literally, there's nothing wrong with being in your masculine and there's nothing wrong with being in your feminine. There's just not.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that stop expecting something in a realm that you're not in.
Period. You cannot milk an orange. Okay, you just can't. It's impossible. If you're an orange, you get orange juice, and that's okay. Orange people. There are people that love orange juice, and there are people that hate it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Be an orange.
Yeah.
You know?
Be orange in a crowd of cows, and that's okay.
Yeah, or be a goat. You know, just make up your mind.
Just
that's
being
the
that
problem.
goat.
Yo, random question, right? Random. Because based off that one, the dude was asking, like, can a feminine man be this or that, right? Do you think there are certain jobs or careers that make a man more feminine than masculine?
Of course.
Yes.
And if so, what kind of jobs? What kind of careers so that people know?
I got one.
Wait, pause. Before we even jump into the actual occupations, I don't think the jobs make them more feminine. I think more feminine men find the more feminine jobs. I'm serious. Why is that funny?
And what careers do those typically be?
I think all things fashion,
Theater.
know. Theater is not feminine.
No, I'm talking about, what are you saying there? What are you saying to me?
Theater?
Like the ballet and stuff? Opera?
That's not theater.
Okay.
Like, okay, so you're saying like Broadway.
Okay, yeah, there we are.
But not all Broadway is like kick lines and like you feel like the dancer in the Nutcracker is feminine. The male dancer, the male lead.
No, maybe. He's not as masculine as the guy who builds houses for a living.
Why? He gets to pick up, throw, and make faces at a beautiful woman every day. Your
perspective. So would you be okay if you had a son that wanted to be a professional ballet dancer?
If my baby wanted to dance, I'm going to be at every show. I'm going to be at every show.
No, because I think
like point them toes, little man.
I think that's a stigma in the Black community that like, especially Black men with their sons. Like,
yeah, my dad didn't want my little brother Ahmad to do tap dance.
Really?
He danced, like he did hip hop and all the things, but he wasn't allowed to do.
Why not?
Or maybe
Why
it was ballet?
Why do you think that was?
Because my dad had a stigma on dance.
So you think that's stigma? Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Mm-hmm. That it's feminine. It's girly to dance, which is
so stupid.
Actually, it is a little more feminine when you think about it. It is like flowy and dancier. When you put it in those terms, I think you might be right in the first place. But
that you were right.
I would say all things fashion, all things like fun, flowy. That's all giving feminine to me.
I was thinking about getting back into dance.
I love dancing. Okay, I feel complete. Do you feel complete?
Yes. Do you think U.S. women hate the fact passport bros / kings are choosing women abroad over them?
Now I'm trying to decide which direction I should go here because
there's so many different ways that you can go.
There are. Now, on one road, I understand the passport bro mission in the sense where they're seeking more feminine, nurturing women, which can be more challenging to find in the US of A, where life has made a lot of these women harder and more masculine. And I also feel like there are a lot of weak men that are passport bros because you don't have the leadership required that would naturally make a woman want to say, yes, I'll submit to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I feel like when women are around masculine men, they naturally submit.
Yeah.
And I feel like...
For sure.
I feel like women abroad are trained...
to be wives. Agreed.
However, I also believe they're trained to not have a mind for themselves also. They're groomed to be wives, but that's it. And I don't like that either, because it's like we're not just wives. We're so much more than that.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, like, do you want a partner or do you want just a servant that sucks your pee-pee every so often?
They want a servant.
Somebody said passport bros equals sex tourism.
I mean, yeah. Can I leave something in your inbox for Dr. Font? No, I'm going to leave you something in your inbox. Okay, great. Love that. I live in Miami, and the hot topic here is the extreme toxic dating culture. Fake and everything is for sale. Damn, thoughts. I'm always encouraging my people, but starting to lose hope myself. I mean, that is such a fair statement. I feel like it's not just Miami. That's a little bit of everywhere, that there's a toxic dating culture where a lot of things are fake and for sale. What's up, Nikki? I love seeing you on here.
Hey, Nikki.
I honestly feel like in a world where everyone is out for themselves looking for what they can get, it's really challenging. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Because I personally feel as though if you are not surrounded by people that are intentional about dating, people that are intentional about finding something substantive rather than something that's just shallow, then it can feel like everything around you is shallow.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone brings you to the depths of the ocean, you've also got to be willing to go there. So I think that it's a challenge because most people are trained now to just look good, pay me, buy me something, then we can go on a date. It's like dating is a sport. It's not even like with intention anymore.
Mm.
Can we do 2? I like 2, Kenny. Mm-hmm.
Can I was watching Girlfriends yesterday, right? That's like my favorite. That's my favorite old show. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a part where Lynn was performing on stage and the gang was all at the park, and like they were arguing. Joan and her fiance was arguing because she went ahead and bought a range that was extremely
Rover, the car?
No, a range, like a range. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That they both agreed was too expensive. Right. Oh. And they got into a fight about it because she bought it anyway. So they were in the middle of a fight. They got with the group and everybody was like, they could feel the energy. It was tense. And then they were going back and forth. And Joan was like, well, if you're going to make head of the household decisions, you need to be making head of the household money.
I mean, I kind of agree.
I do too. Not saying that. It's just the one, she said it in front of people. She embarrassed him in front of the friend group. But also, after that conversation, like those women had such a hard time being okay with a man putting his foot down. Like, it's like women, I feel like a lot of TV has influenced people to make it seem like women have to have the last say. And I think that's so out of order. Like, it's like somebody has to be the leader. We both can't be the leader. And it's like, why aren't you okay with your man being the leader if that's who you choose to be with? It's so confusing to me.
Yeah, I feel like this comes back to partner choice, right? Ultimately, are you okay being the following partner, or are you not? Y'all both are in La La Land right now. Guys, I'm on my own, floating in this island, doing this episode.
No.
I can see it all over their face. I'm all alone. Okay, somebody my givers. Nope, it's okay. It's just me and the givers right now. I'm going to read their comments since you're in La La Land and he's in La La Land. Okay, someone said, I can't stand
I was just about to say that.
Nope, that's fine. I can't stand the word partnership. Partners are equal. Man and women roles aren't equal. I mean, they're not, but they are in their own way. Jesus out for, y'all stay blessed. Jesus out for real this time long. Oh, I love that. We're supposed to praise in public and criticize in private. Now that I agree with. Let me tell you one of my deal breakers. Oh, I'm not going to talk to y'all. I'm going to talk to y'all because actually, let me get this camera. Let me tell, because my team, they ain't teaming right now. They in their own world.
I'm trying to find questions and observe.
I ain't messing with y'all no more. So let me tell y'all, okay? For those of you that are listening to my voice or watching this video, no, this is the baby right here. This is the thing. Ladies, let me actually give this message to the ladies. There is nothing more eroding of a man's ego and just terrible for his trust than disrespecting that man publicly. Now, if you're going to disrespect him, which, by the way, should be rare, and that's if ever, it should never be publicly. And the challenges shouldn't be publicly. Now, I'm speaking for men that are high value, high earning masculine men. If you check this man's ego before other people, like in front of other people, your days are numbered. Like, it's okay for you to share how you feel. It's okay for you to express your boundaries and have that clarity and create those things for him. And also, if you want to keep them, emotional regulation is so important. The most important. Do not ever disrespect your partner publicly. That can't happen.
Let's see. What is the next question? The next question.
I'm scared.
There's these questions are cray. How do you discern when to let someone go or work through their trauma programming?
See, that's tough because I feel like, honestly, you got to let people heal. Like, we've had this conversation. Are they more committed to their BS and their trauma than they are to the healing process? Like, are they actually on the road, or are they using their triggers as an excuse? Oh, well, I'm triggered. When is the trigger going to go away? Right? In order to be corrective, the first time it's like, let me observe you. The second time I'm going to mention of it. The third time I'm going to correct you. But if absolutely nothing changes, you're still projecting onto me. You're still going off on me. You're still accusing me. I can't help you. At that point, you've got to help yourself. And if you are more committed to your BS than you are to the healing, I can't do anything for you anyway. So I think that it really depends on, are they on the healing journey where they're able to regulate the way that they feel, or are they in a space where they say they want to heal and I love you and I'm amazing and I check all of these boxes and don't you see how great I am? Yes, but I also see the piece that you may go missing, and I'm just not interested in having a chaotic
I feel
life.
Like I'm learning, especially now in my healing process, that I don't necessarily believe you have to be 100% whole to be in a relationship.
No, you don't.
Because there's iron sharpens iron.
And we're always evolving.
Yeah. And we need people to help us grow out of our traumas. However, we should be at the very least like a solid 80. A solid 80, maybe 75 if you fine or whatever. But
that's hilarious.
I just feel like when people want to make, I don't know, man. I just used to always make the excuse to not date because, I'm not 100% whole yet, but I don't think that will ever happen like on my own. So it's just like at some point we have to, like you said, not be committed to our own BS and just like find our tribe of people who's going to help us pull us out of our BS. I feel like y'all do that for me in a way. But a lot of people don't have that support system because a lot of them have friends that are enablers.
Well, I agree with that. And I think that, the first part of the problem is being aware that it's there. And I feel like there are a lot of people that are aware of the problem that aren't doing anything about it. And for me, there's nothing more frustrating than a person that stays in victimhood.
Okay, so that's a question because somebody said, I don't have time for someone who wants to reside in victimhood.
Oh, I love that.
They literally just said that. And so it's like, what does victimhood look like in your world? What does that mean? Like, say, okay, let's scenario. Say I'm depressed. We're super best friends. You got the key to my place. So you ain't heard from me in days. And like, you come to my place unwarranted and uninvited to check on me because you ain't heard from me. You know, I'm going through this thing. Like, what is victimhood in that situation? Like, what does that look like on a day-to-day?
Victimhood means you're committed to your struggle. Because for me, there are things that happen that are terrible, right? And we can all get into a funk. But if you are committed to the struggle instead of being aware that this is a season, I can't be there. Because just like lovers, I can also choose my friends. And I'm not choosing anyone, lover or other, that is committed to staying where they're at. Sarah, at this big age, like I'm big grown, right? Like big old. I am seasoned, okay? Marinated. I got decades.
Not marinated.
Plural on the planet. So inside of that, I cannot and will not choose a person that doesn't choose themselves. I cannot and I will not, because what I'm going to do is it's like pouring into someone and there's a hole at the bottom of their bucket. No matter how much I pour, they will never get full. And now I find myself empty, and I can't do that for myself. So what I would do is I can say, you know what? I love you. I respect you and I appreciate you. And I can't help you through this season. I could be here. You want to talk on the phone? Sure. But even that I would limit, because I'm very particular about protecting my peace. That's really why I don't let a lot of different energies around me very often, because I'm very intentional about protecting my energy and my peace. And energy is contagious. Energy contagion is real. You get around somebody that's negative. Have you ever noticed that other people become negative around them? And the problem is whoever's most certain will always win. So if that person is certainly and absolute about gossiping, or certain and absolute about being depressed, or certain and absolute about, speculating and drama and trauma and all that's great for you. Most people aren't certain. So now they're all following that leader down to the negative path, and I'm not interested in that path. So for me, I understand that we're human and I understand that we go through things, but you've got to fight like hell to get back to you, for me, in order to be around. And that's with anyone in my life.
Because it's just like, I feel it. I feel that because, man, I keep going back to this one friend because I feel like I'm living in that, like where when you care about somebody so much and you want them to see what you see in them, but it's just like, they're so draining. You be like, you know what? I can't care more than you do.
And
like
I don't.
Right. Like
I wish I could, but I can't, because ultimately you will bring me down. It's actually more, I honor someone more by walking away and allowing them to go through their downtime without being like, you don't really want me. Now they start gaslighting, right? You don't even really love me if you don't care if to check on me. No, I can't help you right now. Only you can help you. You and God. That's it. And I am not God. So I don't know what to tell you. And I feel like when you come back up, I'm doing you more of a service. Because if I baby you while you're down, you think it's okay to stay there. I'm not doing that.
If I enable you, you think it's okay, and you'll never see the need to change.
Yeah.
Whew. Okay. Are you complete?
I feel very complete.
Okay. Yeah. These next few questions are great questions.
All right.
When a woman says she doesn't like to answer questions, is that a red flag? I think anybody who doesn't like to answer questions is a red flag, because why not?
What kind of questions?
What are you doing?
What are you asking?
What kind of life are you living? Is she CIA? Like, what is she?
What are they asking? Like, what do you enjoy doing? Or like, when's the last time you were with someone? Or like, what's your body count?
Yeah, like when was the last time you got checked for STDs?
Oh, girl.
Like,
it's a thing.
Men have a problem with going to the doctor, and I don't like that.
I don't agree. I feel like oftentimes Black men do, but I also feel like most of the men that I know, they're pretty solid.
Yeah, because they have legacies to give away.
Yeah.
And they want to make sure they're healthy, but I guess this is all low vibrational that I'm talking about then, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm coming out of being a hood chick, y'all, so excuse me. I'm still contrasting and comparing.
It's okay. I love it.
Let's see. Advice for working class men on the rise career wise who want to find love but are devalued by the women that they seek.
Damn. I think the issue is the woman that they seek.
Damn.
I think that's the issue. Advice for men, working men that are on the rise but devalued by the women that they seek. It goes back to what's innate. If you want a certain type of woman, you're most times going to have to come with a certain type of income. It's just the reality of the situation. And then on top of that, you have to have the character and all of those good things. I don't think there's anything wrong with a working man. The question is, are you okay with a different kind of woman?
Yeah. So you wouldn't date a blue collar brother?
Me?
Yes.
Me?
Yes.
What's blue collar?
People who, besides wearing white coats, they have their names on their shirts. Blue collar, mechanics.
Oh, why did I think you meant like embroidered in their jacket?
Because you bougie, Sarah. A little bit.
I literally, okay, wait, what? A blue collar, it's their names on their shirts, like a mechanic. Oh, like a name tag. That's what you're saying? That's what blue collar is?
Yes.
Sarah. That's actually the definition of blue collar?
Yes.
Heads to Google.
Oh, Lord.
Let's see. What is blue collar? I know I've heard it before.
I love that you do this on the podcast, that you just randomly just go to Google.
Oh, blue collar work is a term for manual labor or skilled trades.
Look at your face.
Take place outside of an office setting.
Look at your face. You look so disgusted.
No, it's not that I'm disgusted. It's the lifestyle. This means you have to show up to get paid. We're in prison. That's scary for me. You know? Because ultimately, yeah, that's scary for me. And that's scary for me because I already I would just stay single. Why do I need to date this person? Why do I need to marry this person?
I don't know. I just asked, would you do it?
I don't think so. Why?
I don't know. Because he can have a heart of gold,
but
and
they
a
don't
face
have no time.
Structured like a Greek god. I don't know.
They don't have time. One of the things that I value the most is
time.
Quality time. That's one of my love languages. And not to say that we have to spend every waking moment together, but it does mean
you don't like people enough to spend it.
So, quality time, one of my love languages. The other my other love language is, dang, you said even though we're on live. Ooh,
she almost got caught up, boy.
Quality.
Who was that, Sarah? Who got you on the tissy like that?
Nobody.
Lying to me. She lying.
Who's gonna love you like me? Nobody. Okay, quality time and acts of service and gifts. Those are my top 3. So if you don't have no time, how can you do acts of service? You're probably going to be exhausted when you come home.
Yeah, for sure. 1000%.
Yeah. And the gifts you make, you ain't got time to make me no gifts and probably not enough money to buy them.
Right.
That's a challenge. And we live in a major city. How do you survive?
This is true. Yeah. Somebody said, her mind is somewhere else. LOL. Yeah, now it's time for me and you, Kenny, to host the podcast now because Sarah's mind is somewhere else. Somebody said, your smile. You have a good smile.
Thanks, guys.
Sounds like that's a boo. LOL. We don't know.
That's not little boo.
Ooh. Sarah will never tell.
Nope.
Sarah is the worst person. Like, you would say, I want to tell you something. You're like, never mind. And Sarah does that all the time. And you cannot get her to tell you. And it is the most annoying thing on the planet. Because now we're walking. We're spiraling trying to figure out what were you about to say.
Yeah.
And it can be a conglomerate of things.
It could be all.
I don't appreciate you doing things. That's mental abuse.
Sorry. Now I'm just going to stop saying it. That's why I be turning stuff. Did you hear it, Kenny? Did you hear it or no? That's why I put the phone over here and try to cover the speaker.
Nah, you couldn't tell.
Could you tell?
Somebody said this.
Could you tell?
No, you can't tell through the audio.
Nah, you
on
can't.
Here?
Nah, you can't tell.
Okay.
You know.
I can tell because I got the laptop.
Right.
Oh, snap! Wow, hilarious.
So
Touché.
somebody said, wouldn't a 9-to-5 or blue collar have set hours, hence having more time than some entrepreneurs? I can answer this. You may be right. They may have a set amount of hours, but they're doing manual labor. And that means they're tired. All they want to do is sleep. God forbid they work at nighttime. You never get to see them. Ever.
They tired, boss. They tired.
Sarah, nobody asked you what question would you like to answer because she likes to answer all the questions except for the nuanced ones.
Well, I like for the questions to be off the top. That's what I like. I like all of the questions to be authentic and in real time.
All right, I'm looking for the last couple of questions.
Okay.
Somebody said, just keep going. Proud of you. Oh,
thanks. Do we have videos?
We do. Go to The DMs that you sent me.
That I sent you?
Yeah. Go to our DMs and the videos that are in there. The most recent ones, I think. Oh dang, I can't go.
Nobody who's gonna love you like me. Nobody.
Thank you, Trail. He said that we're hilarious.
We be doing our best.
We be trying our best out here, Shoulder. You feel me?
Oh. Okay. Which ones? You don't know. Just choose one?
Yeah, just choose one.
Okay.
Came home and he was like, babe, I lost my job. I'm like, all right, cool. So a month later, like the bills, it was time for the bills or whatever, and I'm like, the bills due, babe, or whatever. And he was like, okay, I'm not working. And I'm just, in a month, like, it's all kind of hustles. You could have been doing something or whatever. So I told him, I said, look, if I pay these bills, are you going to pay me the money back? This man had the nerve to tell me, why should I pay my wife back for paying our bills? I told this man from day one, my money is my money, and his money is our money.
Oh,
why
no.
should I spend my money paying
fuck no, bro.
Like, no, he should have paid me back. So that's when I decided, like, I can't be with this man no more. So I had sex with his homeboy. Like, we all cool. I texted his homeboy or whatever. We went together. I met up with him. And we was,
red flag,
chilling,
red flag,
and I
red
started
flag.
venting. I started venting, like I
red
started
fucking
emotional.
flag.
One thing led to the next. I did not purposely mean to do what I did with it.
Gigi.
But things happen. Like, y'all understand what I'm going through.
That's trifling. That's my first response. The level of trifling that this girl literally, number one, she's not a teammate. She's not a partner. She's not a helpmate. She's an opportunist. That's what that sounds like to me. She's entitled and she's an opportunist. And as long as you're getting what you want, you're willing to stick around and play wife. But when everything hits the fan, you just opt out. That's crazy, no?
She sounds like she don't got no education for real either. She
looks like she has an education, to be honest.
She looks like or doesn't look like?
She does look like. She absolutely.
The whole audacity of her.
Yeah, I feel like honestly, a lot of women, this is what, and Kenny, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this is what a lot of men are talking about when they say, like, I'm scared to lose it because I don't know if she would stick around if I didn't have what I had.
Yep. Yeah, most guys want to feel secure in multiple ways, just like a woman wants to feel secure. And especially when we're at our highest, of course, we want to feel great. We want to feel like we could take on everything and anything, and she's sticking around. But the day we lose our job, the day we break a leg, the day anything happens and we feel like, okay, I'm a little nervous myself.
Yeah.
She gonna feel that.
Yeah.
And then that's when you know if your partner got your back 112% or not at all.
Yeah.
And it'll come right through.
Yeah. And that's crazy. I feel like that's the opportunity that we have. Man, but you don't know until stakes are high. That's the hard part, that you really don't know until stakes are high. And how often do stakes even get high? Even in the vetting process, it's like you could find someone that does all the right things, says all the right things, shows up the right way. And then boom, it's like, this isn't, when stuff hits the fan, this ain't who you really are. You've been playing the long game. Because females will play the long game out here. I had a female friend that played the long game with me.
Yeah. I still want to be for that.
Girl.
I'm serious.
But it's crazy. It's crazy when you see like what people are really up to, you know? Okay, we feel complete?
Yes.
Next video.
I'm going to start using that, the whole audacity of her.
All right.
Sadly, there's men out there looking for ladies that can go 50-50. Those men, I look at them as just men by word, not real men. You know, if she has money, let her keep it. Maybe she wants to donate. Maybe she wants to help her mother or her father. It's your job as a man and your job as a female to allow the man to take care of you. A relationship is 50-50. But what is 50-50? It's not 50-50 financially. You know, if you got money, good for you, you know. But a real man is not looking to be splitting bills, splitting households, and all that. It's 50-50 what a woman brings to the table in her feminism and her motherhood, what she can do for her household, what she can do for her man. That 50% is on her. And then the other 50% on the man, what he brings to the table from financially, how he protects her as well, that's his 50%. So when men and women know their purpose 50-50, what they bring in opposite, that's 50-50. Turns into 100. 50-50 financially, hell no.
I couldn't really understand what he was saying because he has a hard accent, but I get the gist of what he's saying.
I mean, I kind of feel
Girl, we're having brain farts.
No, I feel what he's saying is what I'm saying. I feel like ultimately,
that's a fresh perspective.
well, it's not a fresh perspective. It's just a manly way of saying that he doesn't believe in a 50-50 household, that he believes that a man's opportunity and privilege and honor is to provide 100% monetarily in the household. Don't you agree?
Do you feel men who don't want to provide 100% in the household are more feminine than masculine, or they just haven't found somebody who they are willing to do that for?
I think it could be one of either or, to be honest. I think they're not more feminine than masculine, but they don't rank as high on the masculine scale as a truly masculine man would all the way. But because even the most masculine man still is 10 to 20% feminine, because we need both, right? We all need both energies. But if you don't desire to provide for your woman, number one, is it because you don't deem her as worthy? Is it because you feel like she's entitled? Is it because you don't feel like she deserves it? Or is it genuinely because you don't want to? And if it's you don't want to, I mean, innately, you should want to do the best that you possibly can for your partner. So I think that it could be one or the other. I don't think there's a right or wrong. I just think it comes down to, again, identifying like who it is. This is the way that the men that I know, this is how they talk. You would sound crazy walking into a room and being like, oh, I got to, you know, I'm going to split the bill with my wife. They'd be like, are you sick? Like, are you dying? What happened? Did you bump your head? Like,
are you broke? What's going on?
Well, they would. And then there's that accountability that comes from the men. Like, yo, bro, what's really going on? Because that's not what we do. So I think that for me, and why I can be a little harder to of a pill to swallow, is because most of the men inside of my life, friend, foe or other, are all monetarily very successful. And so when you get around people that are okay with splitting 50-50, most birds of a feather flock together. So if all of your friends are men being like, nah, bro, 50-50 is where it's at, then you're going to think that that's okay. But it's like the saying goes, an ego raised by chickens will think that it's supposed to cluck, you know, and it's not the truth, but that's just, it is what it is. So I don't know. That's all I got. What were you about to say, Kenny? Oh, Kenny feels complete. We feel complete?
Yeah, we feel complete.
Last one?
Yes.
Let's go with this one.
Left my husband. He knew what it was up front.
Right.
He ended up going broke. I have expectations. When you don't meet my expectations, I move the hell on.
You left your husband because he went through a little financial struggle.
And did.
At any point in time, did you feel that love should have kept you there?
I feel like he didn't love me because if he did, he wouldn't have went through a financial struggle. A man that loves a woman don't go through hard times.
I don't think
I'm starting to have a hard time now. Right now, I'm having the hardest motherfucking time believing in you. Oh, motherfucker! I'll marry a tree. I'll put the wig on the tree. Me and the tree go together now, bitch. Burn some sexy red. Bae, I love you. You my everything. Surely is. Me and the tree having a good motherfucking relationship. Bitch. Now what?
Wow. She said, I left him because he went through a financial
She
struggle.
said, I don't feel like, she said she didn't feel like
loved me,
he wouldn't have went through that.
That goes back to the other topic we were just talking about not too long ago. You're going to find out the real in those real moments.
I just don't understand. Like, these can't be the women that we live in the same society with. we never get the pleasure of meeting these women face to face. I just be wanting to see one girl with this mentality one time so I can just watch you eat her alive.
No, they play the long game. There are women, they'll cook for you, clean for you, get sexy for you, do all the things for you to play the long game for what they want in that moment. And the second that you're not giving them what they want, you start to see you were really an opportunist.
They really trash for real. It's really giving like...
What do you think is the main thing that they want in this long game? Is it a ring? Is it a divorce to own half? What is the goal?
One of my good friends, shout out to you, AD. We argue all the time. He's one of my best friends. He's in LA. He makes about $20 million a year, right? Super successful. He's seen it all, done it all. And one of the things that AD says all the time, and it drives me crazy, and he says, more women get rich from divorce than anything else. And I'm like, shut up. He's like, no, look it up. Like, you don't know what female has built $1 billion business? None of them, which is not the truth because I did find a couple. However, the majority of female billionaires come from marriage or families.
Except for Oprah.
Or what?
Except for Oprah.
Yeah, there's a few. There's definitely a few, but there's not many. And so I think that the long game is if you can get divorce and alimony for life or a large lump sum of a settlement, or if you can get your bills paid for the next, even some girls are like, I just need the next year. I know some girls that just want to travel around the world and get their rent paid. I can think of a few right now. I just want to have the experience of traveling and the status.
So
and the
why
this
can't
and the
they
that.
why don't they just like be a mail order bride to a rich man?
Well, that's what they're doing without the bride part. They're getting what comes right now. Right? It's literally all about the right now.
I mean, what I'm saying is, why can't they just like say that they want a sugar daddy? Why do they have to play people?
Because no man would want her. A man wants to feel wanted and needed at the end of the day. He doesn't want to be boo-boo the fool. He doesn't, like, no man is proud of saying, like, yeah, I smash prostitutes. Like, that's what it is. No man is proud of that. So you got to play the game. A woman would have to play that game because no man is going to want to own that.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like personally, I think literally when you are playing the long game, it's an opportunistic view of what can I get next. That's what I think. And for how long? And then you'll sabotage people, things, experiences, opportunities, all of the things for what's bigger and better because it's always about getting to the next.
Yeah. It's not about valuing what you have. It's all about who has the next big shiny thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I miss it when life was simpler, even though I wasn't alive at that point.
Hilarious.
Oh, are we good, Kenny? How much time we got left?
We'll give it another 10.
Give it another 10.
Another video? What do you guys think in the comments? Let us know what you're thinking in the comments. Is this trash or is it just me? Because I be feeling like these folks is tripping. Okay, let me go back to our chat.
Boss.
Speak to you guys a certain way.
Yeah, go to the one right above that.
With the pastor?
No. It's like the one right above the 50-50 one. There's the one that says boss.
All right.
Okay. It's greater than husband.
We speak to you guys a certain way.
Yeah, it's
you guys would not like it, but you
uh-huh.
guys could speak to us a certain way. It goes both ways.
If you work for a company, are you going to speak to your boss the same way your boss speaks to you?
You are not my boss.
The fact that you just said you are not my boss is because you view your boss as more than your man, and that's your problem. It's the problem the way you view the man.
My boss pays me.
And your man currently right now takes care of you and your 4 kids.
Let's not wait, we're not talking about
How is
my
it equal
situation.
if you and your boss is an equal and you and your man that's providing for you is an equal? Obviously, the way he speaks to you is going to be much different the way you speak to him, just like it's much different the way you speak to your boss and your boss speaks to you.
She says, I don't even have anything.
I mean, he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong.
I mean, he's definitely not wrong. I feel like really, truly, and honestly, it's a dark world. I felt defeated in this moment. Like, I am winded.
I'm tired.
I need a nap.
Same. I was like, bro, I slept good last night.
When is enough gonna be enough? When, like, and I agree in the sense where women are quick to say, you know, my boss pays my bills. Isn't your man providing for you? And more than that, do you not have respect? Why do you have the utmost respect for a man that has been interjected into your life more than the man that you chose to be in your life? Like, I don't understand that. Why do you feel good submitting to someone at work, but you don't feel good submitting to someone in your home? That doesn't make any sense to me. And then it goes back to accountability with self. Why are you sticking in a situation that you know that you don't even want to be in? That is crazy.
Again, this goes back to how society pushes achievement and accomplishment in your workspace than achievement and accomplishment in the home. Like we are literally from kindergarten groomed to be employees and to value our careers more than valuing the irreplaceable worth and value of a completed home.
You know what I think it is? I don't think people really value family anymore.
You're at 1,000% right.
Everyone is transactional. I think we're in a world where everything is what can I get, what can I get, what can I get onto the next. And I think as long as we're inside of that mindset, until we get back to the space of like core foundation of family, of parents raising children, not one parent or the other, not even just like co-parenting, until there's a level of cohesiveness with the people, I think we're going to be here for a really long time. Things are just very transactional and it's absolutely sad. You know, I do feel like there's a level of traditional values that need to come back because this whole, you know, F Negroes get money, FBs get money.
I blame music.
It is. It's the media. It's music. It's a lot. There's a big agenda to drive a divide
dividing the black man
between
from
the family, especially the black family. And I think that it's ultimately just up to us to really be mindful of what it is that we want and decide on that. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm a crazy lady.
I just feel like also because I didn't grow up with a complete family. Like I was raised by a single mother and my grandmother who was also a single mom. So I was raised by two single mothers. My grandmother was married, but my grandfather left her before my mom was born or right after my mom was born or something like that. So my mom never seen a successful relationship. It's just like you emulate what you know. And people are scared to find out the abyss of the unknown because they've never seen it. Because it's like so I talked about this in our podcast episode. Like you have a dad. Right? Like you were saying, I can never see myself calling my man daddy. I was like, yeah, because you have a daddy most of the time. Like that's more for like the freaky girls that don't really got no father for real.
That's weird.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I may be wrong. Honestly, I will never understand girls that be calling their man daddy. Unless now, if you are the father of my children, I'll call you like daddy. Daddy's home. Daddy. Whatever.
That's what you're supposed to do, Sarah.
Yeah, but if I don't have children with you, I ain't calling you daddy.
That's because you don't need anybody to fill that role. But I feel like it's synonymous with because Aaron says this a lot, right? That women are children and they look for their fathers in their husbands, right?
It's a good question.
And if they what?
No, go ahead. And if they
don't have a father in the household, like what else? They don't have like. They replace that with a man, like later on in their adult years. So it's like they're living out their childhood dreams with their man, but they're able to do nasty things with him instead of like wholesome things with their father. I don't know. It's an interesting perspective, but because I've never looked at it the way you looked at it, I just feel like it's you conform to what you are comfortable with, and until you make the decision that you want better and or different.
Yeah, you got to be intentional about it.
You got to be intentional about it.
There's a woman that just asked a really good question. She said, question, where can we meet high-value masculine men, and how should mid to high-value women position themselves to attract them? I think one of the best places to attract high-value men is through social media, because you have a far further reach, and it's all in the way that you express and show yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What that means is the way that you dress, the way you do your makeup, the way you do your hair. Number one, the first thing is exposure, because there's not like one place, unless you're in like a golf club or something, or a tennis club or something like that. But if you're just a normal person, there are high value masculine men everywhere, you know, in the grocery store, go to Whole Foods instead of Kroger, you know, in the gym, try yoga instead of HIIT workouts. Honestly, you know, now that I think about it, I don't think I have one man in my life right now that does the workouts that I know most of our people be going to. Like HIIT training, and like they don't go to those. They're in like yoga, maybe even a Pilates class. Because look, this is the thing. When you make it, you, number one, aren't trying to be bothered with big crowds. They're not big crowd type of people. And sometimes it's good to just go to a nice restaurant, sit at the bar by yourself, treat yourself to a dinner, treat yourself to a bottle of water or a drink, whatever you prefer. Look nice, you know, and you never know who you'll meet, and you never know who knows who. Now, also, that being said, don't just start dating everybody. Let people be your friend, because ultimately, us as women, we have the choice on who we choose. Us as women, we have the choice on whether I'm going to say, yeah, you're the one for me. And oftentimes we'll forfeit the one that could really be for us because we got distracted by the friend that we met first, when he should have just been a friend, but now we dated him, you know? So I don't think that there's necessarily a correct place, but I do think the way you put yourself out there, the way you leave your house, the way you speak about others, the way you treat people, we overhear things all the time.
Yeah.
And then getting that exposure.
I've never been so ready to like, I hate the word upgrade, but that's just what it is. Like, just be more transformative and intentional about how I present myself. You know, dress how you want to be addressed. You know me, I'm very like laid back, sweatpants, jeans, tennis shoes. Like I am not like, to me, like y'all like real glamorous or whatever, and I'm not her. So, but sometimes I pop out every so often, like for your birthday, I'll pop out. You know what I mean? But something happened this past weekend, and it bothered the hell out of me. Somebody walked up to me, one of the speakers of the event, and they was like,
"What event? Was I there?"
No, the event that me and Kenny worked last weekend. This past weekend. And she was like, "Oh, hey, Anissa, you look exactly the same when I last saw you last year." And I was like, "What?" Like I didn't take it like as an insult.
I feel like I would be insulted.
Like I wasn't insulted. I was like,
why'd she say that? Did you ask why?
No.
Why specifically as last year? Why not just, wow, girl, you look the same. Wow. But like and last year was a tough year for you. So even more so, I'm like, what do that mean?
Yeah.
I got questions.
Yeah. But it made me like think like, I didn't like that. Like, not necessarily.
Dress how you'd like to be addressed.
You're right.
We've had this conversation.
We have had this conversation. Whatever, Sarah.
One thing about me, look, if somebody ever walks up to me and says, you look how you looked last year. You mean the hair color? Is it the outfit? What's going on? I need to know. I got questions. I got all the questions. I'm just saying, throwing it out there, you could throw it back. But ultimately, I feel complete.
I mean, I guess if you like, I just didn't take it as an insult because I just don't think that they intentionally meant it like that. I just felt like,
how'd they mean it?
Huh?
Nothing.
I just don't feel like they were like trying to be nasty. Like I don't think that. I mean, but then again, I've heard worse. So it's like you can't really hurt me like that.
I just don't understand why anyone would like. What was the point of saying as last year? Like that is just.
Maybe they meant like.
They just meet you last year?
No, I'm talking about
names. Dang, she put bleep out the name, please.
I don't mind. It is what it is. It was just like, maybe it's because like I haven't really been on social media. You know, my mom passed, so I ain't really been on social media. I'm still like, you don't see like any growth because you don't talk to me, you don't know me, you don't know what I'm doing.
And also, dress how you'd like to be addressed.
I was working.
I am too, currently.
Okay. I need you to help me style black, because what?
I love a good black ensemble.
I need more black.
Clearly, I have many. All of our solo episodes are black.
Yeah, girl. I can't wear that to work, though.
You could. You just have to change it. Just get a blazer without arms.
Okay, we just gonna go shopping. Okay, Sarah?
Okay.
Yay.
That's perfect.
All right. I feel complete, y'all.
I feel complete. Do you feel complete?
Yep.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us in another episode of It's Giving. If you have not yet, please hit that button below, get subscribed, hit that little bell so you get a notification with each new piece of content. My brain is tired, guys. My brain is tired. That I am just so grateful for this community as we continue to create and curate content based off of what you guys are asking for. We couldn't be more grateful. We are growing. We are expanding. We are learning. We are intentional about it. And so we want to say thank you. Major shout out to Anissa. Shot by Anissa on the mic. What's up?
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey. Check her out on Instagram. We also got Who is Kenny V?
Who? Givers. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, comment, get the ebook. Let your neighbor know. Let your mom, dad, sister, brother, dog know. Let everybody know about it because you
Let
need
Jesus know.
Period. Thank you so much, producer, creative director of the year. And guys, if no one has told you today, you are freaking phenomenal. Bomb.com. Nothing can stop you but you got to do something about it. Let's get it, guys. Mwah. Bye.
Bye.